Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to introduce you to a print-on-demand production company that needs to be on your radar because they are worldwide. Sometimes I might do a video where I'm like, hey, like this new print-on-demand company looks interesting. This is not one of those videos. Gelato's been around for some time now, and they are, like I said, worldwide. They actually have a really kind of compelling case for why you should consider using them. I'll get more into that in just a second, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to deep dive into Gelato in today's video. I'm going to show you how to get started using them, and I'm going to walk you through how to integrate them with your Etsy shop. Now, they do integrate with Shopify and other platforms through the order desk kind of cheating backdoor, but it's not really cheating. I mean, it works. But I'm going to walk you through the Etsy integration, get your first listing created with Gelato, and actually kind of have a interesting theme to show you with that first listing that they mentioned to me was one of their best-selling products from their existing users. So why don't we get right to it? So who is Gelato? So they're a tech-first print-on-demand company. They have a network of over 100 production facilities around the world in 33 different countries as of right now. And they work with roughly 40 logistics companies to help move our products and get our products delivered to the customers. Some of the benefits of this, guys, is actually, I think I have it on the next slide here, an improved customer experience, quicker deliveries, no customs fees. I know a lot of us are focused primarily in selling in the United States, but what if you're selling to customers in Europe, for instance? Well, those customs fees can add up. This is where having someone like Gelato and their network infrastructure can really benefit your print-on-demand business. Now, some of their largest clients include Canva. I know we're all familiar with Canva that are watching this video. Some of you guys may have noticed that Canva kind of integrates into their UI that you can often purchase your designs on various products that you create in Canva, which is brilliant. Whoever came up with that idea, that's brilliant. And Mapiful, all right? And to my knowledge, I've never actually used Mapiful, but it looks like they sell a lot of posters and whatnot, which actually leads me to this case study, and I'm gonna link to it in the description. But essentially, and I don't remember the name of their project. All right, what was the name of their project? They launched a company, these two guys, Jort and Wessel. All right, I'm assuming they're European. They launched a company called Your Film Poster in March 2020. All right, so not even that long ago. And the idea is brilliant. You get to feature yourself in a movie poster. I mean, I love that idea. And if you guys have been subscribed to my channel, you know this is something that's interested me for a while now. Like, I really want to create something to do with like customized posters on Etsy because I see people absolutely killing it. Plus, you can leverage the physical product fulfillment, and on Etsy, you can just sell the digital file too. And you know I love a digital file because that's like 100% markup, you know, for a little bit of work. I mean, I guess the work is really as hard as you make it. But you're like, Ryan, how in the world am I going to sell something like this? And I'm not even telling you you need to. But if anybody's wondering, like, why are you sharing this case study and not another successful Gelato user? Well, it's because we can actually get this done pretty easily. You guys know, my subscribers know, that I like Kittl quite a bit. Kittl is a web-based design application, and if you leverage their pre-built templates, you can actually make some really cool looking, in this case, posters, but really any design. And you don't need to be like starting from scratch and figuring out how to do all this. So they have a bunch of movie posters specifically, and I think that would fit right in to, I'm not saying that we need to go and try to compete directly with, you know, these guys or anything like that, but if you wanted to execute something like this, it could potentially be as simple as using maybe a Kittl template, right? And then going and adding the customized element, which, by the way, I have a solution for that as well. My loyal subscribers have seen me use both Kittl before and Color Cinch, aka Cartoonize. All right, this is as simple as get the image from the customer, drag, drop. All right, you upload it to Cartoonize, then you can apply different filters, and it literally cartoonizes it for you. Then you go download it, integrate it into the movie poster, fulfill it by Gelato. Next thing you know, you're going to be a success case study on Gelato's website, just like these guys. All right. So I just wanted to kind of give them a shout out because I love the idea and it's something I've been wanting to do. So I got a little bit of jealousy towards them. So step one, guys, to get started with Gelato, you just need to sign up. You guessed it, I'm going to drop a link at the top of the description. Go ahead, click that link, sign up for free. All right. And when you are brought to this page, just click get started and go ahead and provide the basic information they need from you to open your account. All right. Also, I just wanted to quickly plug that they have an option called Gelato Gold. And what's really interesting about Gelato Gold, and this is subject to change if you're watching this video like in 2024 or something, as I record it in 2022. Currently, they offer a month of global free shipping with Gelato Gold. And I mean, I'm just saying, it is the fourth quarter. If you want to get the most bang for your buck with that month of free shipping, that time of year is coming up. So this is something that you should strongly consider. A month of free shipping in the fourth quarter when you're going to see peak demand, that could make a big positive impact on your profit margins. So I'm just saying it's worth considering. All right. That's called Gelato plus Gold. Sorry, Gelato plus Gold. All right. Gelato plus Gold. All right. So next you need to connect your store. So within Gelato, this is straight from the, hey, I'm logged in, I created my account dashboard. They give you a 1, 2, 3, which I love. They're laying out in front of you exactly what you need to do to start selling. And it is as simple as 1, 2, 3. All right, step 1, connect your store. There's a button that says choose platform. So go ahead and click that. Now you can directly API integrate with both Shopify and Etsy. I had a chance to speak with a representative from Gelato, and obviously I love digging for information that I can pass along to us that's going to be useful. They mentioned that most of their customers their most successful customers, asterisk, are using Shopify currently. Now, I think they created their Shopify integration before their Etsy integration, to my knowledge. So I think they may have something to do with it because they got an earlier start with Shopify. It also I just like hearing that people are successful with Shopify print on demand because I know that that's not easy. It's definitely, in my mind, easier to just jump onto a major e-commerce platform like Etsy where there's a ton of customers and put a couple products up there that are selling and wait for them to come find you, right, and make some sales. There's a little bit more nuance to that, of course. I do have a 2.5 hour Etsy tutorial that, out of the kindness of my heart, since it's already being given away for free on YouTube, I'll link to that in the description too. So if you want to get started on Etsy and you're like, well, okay, I click a connect button, that seems simple enough, but yeah, you need to set up your Etsy shop, just watch my free 2.5 hour tutorial. All right, now that you have integrated, actually got a plug that they also integrate with additional platforms. And they have an API you can see down here right over my shoulder. I know not most of us are probably looking to write the custom API code to integrate direct with Gelato. It's a lot easier to do like the 2-click integration with Etsy, but that is also possible. But you can use Order Desk as like an intermediary, and you can integrate Gelato with Amazon, eBay, Wix, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, lots of different places. All right, so that is something that also is on the table as an option. All right, once you're integrated, and the nice thing, like I said, Etsy has the most straightforward integration. It's 2 clicks, and doesn't get any better than that. You'll see your shop listed under stores, okay? Go ahead, and you guessed it, click the Add Product button. Now, before we add a real product, I just wanted to mention that they also have a sync products option. So if you are not happy with your current production partner, you can actually resync your products with Gelato, which I think is awesome. So you can see here, even though I blurred my products, there is a connect product button. If you click that, you can essentially recreate the product in Gelato. That way, when orders come through, they will recognize it and they will fulfill it for you. Of course, if you do that option, you're going to want to remember to disconnect your previous production partner. Otherwise, it's going to get fulfilled twice at your expense, of course, because somebody has to pay. So don't forget to do that if you use their resync option. Okay, now when you click add product, you get to browse their catalog. They have a ton of different products. In this case, because I was informed by the Gelato representative that one of their best sellers is wall art. All right, and I know one of the I don't know if he's number 1, but he's one of the top wall art sellers on Etsy globally. All right, and he has a huge presence in Europe. And I should have asked him if he's using Gelato, honestly. I'll shoot him a message after this. But I know him through a friend of a friend, essentially like fellow YouTuber that kind of connected me with him. And it's just interesting to kind of meet these people because, wall art, right? Why not? It's one of those niches that's easy to overlook. At least in my mind, it's easy to overlook. Like I have like kind of a one-track mind. I'm a little bit guilty. I mean, you guys know my process. I like the idea of designing for t-shirts because they are the #1 print-on-demand product, if we're just generally speaking. And I can take my t-shirt design, move it to a coffee mug, right? And that's super simple. and the design typically translates very well. And it's just a quick example, right? But I can put on a sweatshirt, hoodie. That being said, what do you do with a wall art? It maybe doesn't work as well translating wall art into something else. Maybe it does. I don't know. But anyways, I know at least one person who's making an absolute killing selling wall art, primarily focused in Europe. But here we go. So in Gelato, they have a wall art section. Within it, they have posters, framed posters, posters with hangers, canvas prints, aluminum prints, acrylic prints, foam prints, and wood prints. So they have everything you need plus more, and if you've never gone to Etsy and checked out some of the best-selling wall arts there, take a look, because there are people charging an absolute premium. I took a one-on-one call a few times with somebody based out of Canada. I forget his name. Really nice guy though. And he was essentially, we went down this rabbit hole together, kind of researching this as an idea, collecting as much data as we can, trying to validate the niche idea. And yeah, so I'm pretty familiar with the wall arts from that experience. And I can tell you, Gelato's got better options than any other production partner out there when it comes to wall art, for sure. Now, I went ahead and I clicked the acrylic print, and then I jumped on over to Kittl, and I just grabbed one of their pre-built templates. So I didn't do any designing here. I thought about it, but I was like, for the sake of time, I don't think I'm gonna mess with it. I could have tried to hack myself into that photo and riding the horse or something. Anyways, I used a Kittl template here to grab a movie themed poster, downloaded it, and then uploaded it to Gelato. Now, Gelato has a ton of options. I actually didn't capture it in a screenshot. As far as the acrylic prints go, if you look at above me, I selected 4 different sizes that were all portrait. All right, so they're more tailored towards the vertical orientation of the graphic we grabbed from Kittl. That being said, they probably had somewhere in the range of 15 to maybe even 20 different sizes that are supported. But you don't need to select every single size because some of them are square, right? And the square isn't going to work for this. So for the sake of this demo, I selected 4 that were all vertical oriented. All right, then you click continue. Here they generate mockups for us. And down here at the bottom, they've got the mockups that I think are should be in consideration for your primary, because I think they most highlight the actual product you're selling and the detail in the graphic. Because I think, you guys have heard me say this before, but I think what we're mainly selling is not as much the product, it's mainly the graphic in the product, because we're not the only people out here selling wall art. So in this case, and I mean, I'm not going down the rabbit hole of offering customization in this example, but if you were to do that, then, you would need to edit each order that came through in Gelato and make sure to upload your custom graphic each time, which is a little bit more of a, nuanced idea. But in this case too, you can also just sell your anything wall art, right? And if you don't know what anything means, literally go to Etsy, type in wall art and just scroll through the best sellers, see what they're doing. My guess is that the majority of them won't be custom. They may be pre-built, The guy who was doing one-on-one calls with me, he had, I don't know how he did it, but he had really amazing steampunk themed graphics, and they would have translated beautifully into posters. His issue was he was trying to do FBA, and I was like, I don't know if you should prepay. You do it fulfilled by Amazon, you have to prepay. That costs you quite a bit. He was telling me how much it was going to cost him. I was like, maybe do FBM first and validate the idea. And I think that's the option he went with. So ultimately, oh, whoops, I tried to scroll here, but they have also additional product mockups that they generate for you, and I did a little overlay here to show you all of them. Beyond that though, you can choose your mockups, any additional mockups that you would like to include on Etsy. I think they allow up to 10 images, so feel free to include any number of these. Also, you can kind of crop them and zoom in if you want. I think that's not a bad idea. From there, you can set the details of your print. This is going to get pushed to Etsy when you publish, so make sure you set your, you can always edit it in Etsy later, so it's not that big of a deal, but you can set your title here, you can set your description. Don't forget that the description on Etsy now, the top of the description, not the bottom, but the top, they said they're going to use in the meta description of your web page, so your listing page. So when that gets indexed by Google, you can increase your search engine optimization, your SEO, by including the relevant keywords towards the top of the description. Sometimes I just copy paste the title. Anything you do that includes your primary keywords, I think is a good idea if it's in the first 160 characters of your description. All right, settings, you can include tags, etc. I think if you click show product to store visitors, that's just gonna automatically publish, whereas you don't need to check that box. You can just go into your drafts, which is what I'm gonna do here. Actually, I don't think I screenshotted it, but you can just go into your drafts and publish from there, which is typically my process for pushing to Etsy. Because then before it's published, I might tweak a couple things, add a production partner, go into Etsy, add Gelato as a production partner is something you should do. Set the renew to automatic is typically what I do, and then publish. All right. Before we push, you also get to set your prices. In this case, we pushed 4 variations of the acrylic movie poster. So you can see here, each one has a different base cost, and you can charge a premium for these. I mean, do your own research, but I've seen the wall art, especially these like acrylic prints, man. These are cool. I can think of a bunch of my friends too that live in apartments that have some cool wall art like this. Maybe not a movie poster featuring me. I didn't edit myself in, but if I decided to, maybe not that, but maybe like some other, cool landscape or something like that. And you can see the profit here in the right column. All right, and then you can go ahead and from here, it's actually published to Etsy. So I jumped on over to my Etsy shop. I went to listings and I went into drafts and I published it after changing all those details that I had just mentioned. And you can see here that we are right there on Etsy. Another thing you can do is like, I'm not telling you have to do this, obviously, but it's not a bad idea. You can actually add an additional variant. So maybe I enable one of those square variations, even though my design is clearly optimized for vertical, and I can set the quantity to 0 and I can set the price to like $11.99 so that when someone sees my product in search results, they see I'm selling for $11.99. Then they come here and they use the size drop down and they're like, I want the $11.99 poster. Oh, it's actually, $40, right? It's a pretty big disparity, but at least we got them to click our listing. And by the way, most top sellers do something like this. By baiting them with a lower price point, and then obviously the different sizes are going to affect the ultimate price of the product. So that's a quick Etsy tip there that whatever the lowest cost SKU on your listing is, that's what they're going to see in search results. And you can, do that with a variation that you set the quantity to 0 and it can't be purchased. Little quick tip there. All right, don't forget, before you get going, you need to set your payment method in Gelato. So when you get an order, if it's your first order, they won't start fulfillment unless they get paid, right? Because they have to actually have their employees go pick the right product, feed it through the machine, get the print, ship it out to your customer. They're doing quite a bit of work for us, all right? And it's at a very, fair price, but they need to get paid, all right? That's understandable. So make sure you add your, you need to at least top off in your, most likely, I'm guessing most people watching, it's going to be like the USD wallet. Either way, it's like whatever currency you are using. All right. So they support a bunch of different currencies. You just need to, whatever your currency of choice is, make sure you top up your Gelato wallet. That way they can get paid when they need to fulfill an order. If you wait to do this, there's going to be a gap in time between when your order comes through and when they start fulfilling it. All right. So just keep that in mind. They mentioned that from the time that orders come through to when they're shipped out, on average right now, it's like 2 to 3 days. They said it's subject to change though with the fourth quarter, which I mean, everybody's going to say that obviously because the sales just come like crazy in the fourth quarter. I can't wait. Next, you're going to want to set your currency that you want to be billed in. So essentially, what are you paying Gelato in? If you just topped up your USD wallet, like I'm guessing most that watch this video will, select USD from the billing currency right here and then save that. When it comes to orders that come through, there is an orders tab on the navigation, as I'm sure you'd probably guess, and you can find and edit your various orders that are still active here. Otherwise, you can find the history of orders here as well. All right, guys, it's time. You can take action right now. You just watched the tutorial. You know everything you need to get started with Gelato and Etsy, or if you're a big Shopify seller, consider, we already know people are killing it on Shopify using Gelato. So perhaps, and this is certainly one benefit you'll have, like I said, reduced fees, reduced custom fees, increased customer satisfaction because they've got this global network to fulfill your products. And they said turnaround time currently 2 to 3 days on average from order takes place to order is shipped out. So hit that take action button, guys. Get started. If you need a quick tutorial on how to kind of finesse your Etsy shop, I did put the link to my 2.5 hour video. I do also have a free 8-day print on demand mini course that'll walk you through how to get your Etsy shop set up and optimized. So really no excuses now. I mean, and we're heading into the fourth quarter. This is when you're going to get the most return in the near future, right? I always think in terms of 365-day sales cycle anyways, but I know most people don't think that way. You're going to get the best return for your time invested right now. All right. It's October. November's going to pick up. December's going to pick up more than November. It's going to be crazy. So check that out. My free 8-day print on demand mini course linked in the description. Just need your email. I'll send you one lesson a day. And I've got a great print on demand Facebook group. So if you want to collaborate with other like-minded sellers, that is a great place to do so. That's linked in the description. Guys, thank you for watching. Oh yeah, my full print on demand course, of course, you can find that in the description as well, of course. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Please check out Gelato. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or if you have any questions, please let me know. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new video.